Hi, this is Loretta. I'm coming to you with a video on behalf of Scrapbooking with Me Boutique over on Facebook. They are a .com store as well. Edith is the owner and she is having a YouTube hop. I'm going to put all the links to the hop down below in the description bar so that you can follow along with all the videos that you need to go to. And at the end of watching all of the videos, you will wind up at the Scrapbooking with Me Boutique blog, where she has got a beautiful basket that is just chock full of goodies. You guys head over to the blog and take a peek. It really does look like an exciting prize to win. So for this video, for the hop, I thought that I would show you guys just a few little things here and there that I like to do. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is, I had some questions a while back. I made an acrylic butterfly like this. So we're going to go over how I made that. I am also going to show you how to make this version. Let's get started. So I have this stamp, and I know a lot of you people are going to ask me about this stamp. I've had it for a long time. It's one of my very favorites. I bought it as a demo, and I have looked everywhere to find a name of it. I don't know who made it, but I've had it for a long time, and it's one of my favorites. But I mean, you just use whatever stamps you have. I took this stamp, and I don't know if you can see this. Edith sells these in her shop. It's just a piece of acrylic. And so what I did is I stamped the image of the butterfly over onto the acrylic. Now, when you stamp on acrylic, I use Stays On ink. And I always do it the night before. It does take a really long time to dry on the acrylic. And if you try to heat set it, you could like warp or melt the acrylic. And then I fussy cut it out. But all you do after you stamp it out is you get a stylus. And then you take that stylus and you draw with that stylus along the body of the butterfly. And when you do that and you press down on that transparency with that stylus, that transparency stands up. Can you see that, how I did that? Let me do another little piece. I don't want to do this one yet because I've got something I want to try different with it. But when you press down on it, it just makes the transparency stand up. You can go over some parts of it with some stickles. I've taken and matched some Spectrum Noir markers to the paper. And, you know, I think I want, let me get this exactly in frame. Since I'm zoomed in, I'm kind of having a hard time figuring out where to go with this. There we go. And I feel like the colors of that butterfly match the paper. So now what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm just going to take my stylus and draw along the body so that I can get that part to stand up real nice. And we'll go ahead and do this part of the body. And we'll just give it a little push there. And go over it again. And there you have it. It really does look pretty. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. So another thing that I like to do, right now I'm working on a mini album. And in the mini album is a circular cork piece like this. And you guys know how hard it is to cut out a circle and make it look exactly like a circle. Even if you're really careful and you trace it out, you go on all the lines. I didn't want to completely cover this up with paper. I wanted there to be just a little bit of a border. So what I did was I traced it. As carefully as I could, I cut out the circle. And then as I took and went around the edge, you could do this with any pinking shears. I've got this old-timey, I mean, how long has it been since you guys used one of these? Huh? All you old scrappers out there? Been a while, right? Anyway, and all I did was I just cut around this. So I wanted to put the dates and our names and a saying on this circle and then just embellish the circle. So what I did was I printed, and this is not going to be legible print, you guys, because I printed it twice. I put this through my printer and printed what I wanted it to say. Then I ran it back through the printer to make sure that I had the writing oriented right. I placed that on the printed piece of paper over the printing where I wanted it to go onto my circle. And then I put adhesive on the back of that, just one line of adhesive around it. And then I adhered that to this and then ran it right through my printer where, and I'm going to see if I can zoom in where you guys can see. There we go. Where it printed on there exactly what I wanted it to say. So there's a trick for you guys if you want to print, like, say on a tag or on a die cut. Like if you have a die cut that is a little journal spot that has a little piece there where you could write in it. If instead of writing you wanted to print on it, there's a little trick that you can use to print. As you can see, it doesn't print in exactly the same spot both times, but it's close enough that you usually can get it on whatever die cut or whatever that you're trying to use. I'm doing a mini album that has a lot of different shapes on the inside of it, and this is one of the shapes. This is just a canvas type material, so I want to line it with paper, but I want to leave an edge so that part of the material shows through. So what I have to do is I have to find a way to cut a piece of paper so that it fits. I took the piece of material and I folded it in half. Folded it in half this way. So then what you come out with is you've got that half. You fold a piece of paper this way. And then I have to turn this to where I can see. Then you trace it. So then you've got something that looks like that. Then what you do is, when you cut out, you just, I don't know if you can see where I just made that cut, but you just leave just the littlest bit of a border. And it's better if you try not to be exact. If you just try to keep that much of a border all the way around. You don't have, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. If it's just pretty close to that amount of a border all the way around, it's going to look good once you ink it up and get it placed on your project. Alright, so there we go. So, if I open up my original one, and then I lay this down over the top, you can see that that's going to leave a nice border. So then what I would do is I would take my piece of patterned paper, let's just pretend this is a patterned piece of paper, and then I would trace my template out, and then cut it out, and then adhere it back onto the canvas.